Hi, everyone, and welcome to week 7 of Impact Makers. In this episode, we're going to talk about delegation and how there can oftentimes be a disconnect between the senior levels of an organization and the junior levels of an organization when we talk about delegation. And the topic is especially timely for CPA firms with the unusual July 15th tax deadline, and we're in the summer months now, so along with a more remote workforce, we also are dealing with vacations and people taking time off as well. And so, Michael, I want to throw you an initial question here to get the conversation started. What are some of your thoughts on what some of those disconnects might be with regard to delegation between a more senior level, maybe a client relationship individual, and a lower level or someone newer to the organization?
Yeah, I think it's a great question, Dustin. When I think about it, delegation has two components. It has the responsibility, task responsibility, and it also has authority. But let's talk about, let's table authority for a second, and let's talk about responsibility. And here's what I've seen happen. We can make a junior person in our firm responsible for keeping things moving, and they start off doing a great job. We're missing pieces of information, or we have a question, and we ping the client relationship manager or partner with the question. But how many times have we pinged them and get no response? So there's like an elasticity, or like a banging our head against the wall syndrome, where we decide, what, they're not following up fast enough. So that's where this authority concept comes in with delegation. Why not delegate the authority as well as the responsibility? So with that authority, you give the junior level person the authority to reach out to the client, the authority to get that task complete. I think if you put those two together, delegation works better.
I love it. And I think, like I said in the intro, I think especially over the next month, and even as we head into the extension busy season, and work is seems to be piling up here, and it's it may be the task may seem daunting to get through it all. What you just said, Michael, I think is a great piece of advice for leaders within firms, is to really reemphasize that within their processes, that if you want to hold people accountable to move projects along, not only do you have to delegate that accountability to them, but you have to give them the authority to take the next step on that project, whatever that next step is. And if that's not built into your process, you're always going to be complaining about our people aren't taking responsibility, or we can't hold them accountable. So you have to delegate the authority to take the next step, I think is summing up what you said, correct?
Right on, Dustin. Give your people more authority to take the next step, whatever that entails. Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. I think that's a great piece of advice, and looking forward to maybe building upon this on our next episode next week. That's it for episode 7. Have a great week, y'all.
Take care, everybody.